right, Brandy, it's officially American Craft Beer Week this week.
Right.
And it's not just American Craft Beer Week, but it is a huge beer week for beer fans in New York State.
This is probably the most requested beer that I've smuggled back into New York State.
Everyone, because you travel, you see family across the country.
That's the one thing. Whenever I go to either Illinois or down to Virginia, it was like, can you bring me back some Fat Tire?
That's right. Fat Tire from New Belgium, an iconic beer. We've got Geoff here. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing so great. So happy to be here.
Now, you are a Hudson Valley guy. You're not just a New Belgium guy. No, New Belgium out in Fort Collins, Colorado, but you got your start right here in the Hudson Valley.
That's right. Born and raised Kingston, New York. Kingston High School alum.
Yeah.
And I started working for Tommy Keegan down at Keegan Ales when I was 18 years old.
We were working at a brewery at 18.
That's right.
How does that work?
He was probably cleaning the kettles. He was
You're just
cleaning a lot of
scrubbing
things.
Yeah, a
But
lot of cleaning.
You had no idea what beer was at that point, clearly.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, what's a keg, right? I don't know.
So you start working there, and you end up getting recruited by one of the biggest breweries in the country.
Yeah, really just kind of fell into it. And New Belgium is kind of known as an awesome employer. Mm-hmm. Just in general, not even in the craft brewing world.
Because you guys, like, if you work for the company, you're part ownership
Yeah,
of
so
the
after a
company?
year, you get your bike. You
Okay.
know, the story of Fat Tire, built on a bicycle seat.
Yeah.
And then you start accruing ownership shares
Wow.
with the company. So we're
So-
100% ESOP.
You're 100% invested in it. It means a lot to you. It means more than just like, oh, I got to go to work today. But it's like, this is something that you have pride in, something that you really care about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. I went out there last summer, Brandy, and I was able to visit. Geoff gave me a tour of the place, and it is clear that everybody there is this sounds stupid to say because it's people working at a brewery. They should be beer people, but you can tell these are beer people. Like, they love what they do and love the beer that they make, and clearly love New Belgium. Now, New Belgium has become one of those beers that if you don't travel outside of New York too much, you might not even be too aware of its existence. But to a big part of the country, it is a seriously huge brewery, really well known. I mean, Fat Tire has got to be an incredibly huge seller, right?
Yeah, Fat Tire is easily our flagship. Mm-hmm. And New Belgium's the fourth biggest craft brewery in the country.
Okay.
Just behind Sam Adams and Sierra Nevada, who are both national brands.
Yeah, and so you're finally
trying to work up our way to that. Just wanted to make sure we had enough beer for the masses before we just kind of broke into the area.
Well, because you're not just in Colorado now that you just recently came and started New Belgium brewing on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much what we were waiting for, was for our brewery in Asheville to be open and producing some beer.
So you don't have to worry about it making the cross-country trek from Colorado. It's kind of right here on the East Coast. It's much closer. It's going to be fresher when you get it, all that stuff. So that's awesome. Now, I got to ask, the bike thing. You guys are doing all sorts of stuff with bikes. Tell me about New Belgium and the relationship with bicycles.
So, like we say, built on a bike seat. Our founder, Geoff, to make a long story short, went to Belgium in, I believe, 1989 and had amazing beers, and he was just touring the country on a bike. He brought a mountain bike out there, and those guys have never seen anything like that. And that's kind of how Fat Tire got its name, is everyone was like, what's up with that fat-tired bike?
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of how that started. And Geoff and Kim just embraced that bicycle culture and made it what it is today. I mean, it's on all their logos. Everyone rides their bikes to work.
Everybody does.
Pretty much, man. It's like there's more bikes than cars some days.
That's
you
crazy.
know? So, and Colorado's, I say Colorado's the real sunshine state because it's just sunny every day there.
Man. It is absolutely a stunning place. Just all of Fort Collins, but just going to that brewery is such a cool experience, and seeing it and getting to see how that huge an operation can still result in really kind of handcrafted beer. It's pretty amazing.
It's super wild. I mean, we're a huge company. We have over 700 employees now. I mean, I guess not huge, but
it's pretty big, man.
Big for craft
big.
beer. And just the feel there, I was just so amazed when I first got there at how family orientated it was. We do a company-wide retreat every August, so we fly all our employees to Fort Collins.
Wow.
So, I mean, my first year we had just like 550 employees, and The way I explain it is it's like immediately having 550 really good friends that you're hanging out with.
That's so cool.
And it's just a great culture, and everyone's themselves.
You have like
and
volleyball and badminton nets outside. You
Yeah.
guys just like hang out after work and play, like, you know what I mean? Just like
beach volleyball too.
It's so cool. It's just the best place. Now, speaking of biking and all of that, now you guys are officially in New York State. People can get their hands on the much acclaimed beer of New Belgium. What's the biking to the Big Apple thing we've got going on?
So that's our hashtag, just to kind of represent New Belgium. Born on a
say,
bike,
hey.
and we're big about not only promoting bike culture within our own company, but just kind of everywhere else too.
It's sustainable and environmentally friendly.
Exactly.
And all that
We're
stuff.
a certified B Corp, which we say is triple bottom line: person, planet, profit. So just kind of think about everything else that we need to concentrate on other than just profit.
The world is bigger than money
right,
and
like
beer.
people
Yep.
and the planet matter too to us. So we have this awesome thing, Tour de Fat, which I'm hoping gets to New York by next year. But it's essentially like a big bike parade. I think 20,000 people come to Fort Collins for that. And then we do one in Denver. I know Chicago has the Tour de Fat. I mean, you can find it on our website, I'm sure. But essentially, it's a not-for-profit event where we partner with local not-for-profits in whatever city it is. And they're, I want to say, all the time related to bike advocacy groups.
Okay.
So all those events, all the money they make off selling the beer, so not only do we donate to them, but all the profits from the beer they sell at these events go to these local not-for-profits.
Oh, that's huge. That's really
for
cool.
bike advocacy. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So look for the hashtag biking to the Big Apple and tag whatever you do. So go out and grab some. We've got a bunch of events going on, not just in the Hudson Valley, but in New York City and Westchester and all points in between. What do you got coming up this week? You're going to be kind of all over the place, right?
Yeah, I'm like all over the place. I'm not really heading in the city, mostly lower Westchester or Westchester County, some in Newburgh on Tuesday, and then heading back to my hometown, Kingston, New York, for our event at the Anchor, which should be fun.
And is that on?
Coming home.
What day is that?
That's Friday.
Okay. All right, cool. So basically all week long you'll be able to go and just look for New Belgium stuff.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
see the
everything's
launch.
Is it in the grocery store? Like, can I go to the grocery store and get this yet? Or do I have to go to the beer specialty store now?
I would say probably any grocery store. A lot
Any
of gas
fine
stations.
beer purveyor, I
Anyone
believe.
who's going to want to have some quality craft beer in their establishment, I'm sure will be selling some Fat Tire.
And this, by the way, is Walter White's favorite beer. He ordered Fat Tire all throughout the Breaking Bad series. So if you want to have something in common with Walter White, I hope that's the thing that you choose to have in common.
That's
with
probably
Walter
the
White.
best thing to have in common with Walter White, I would say.
So Fat Tire's a big one. Just want to get the word out about a couple other beers that you have. Ranger IPA,
Yeah.
awesome. It's
Thank
so
you.
good.
Thank you.
What are some of your favorites? Because you guys are doing all sorts of interesting stuff too.
Yeah, so available in New York, we're going to do the Ranger, Rampant, Fat Tire, Citradelic, and Heavy Melon, which is our watermelon lime, which is
cool.
our summer seasonal.
Interesting. I have not had that one, and the second somebody mentions a beer that I have not had, all of a sudden I'm like, whoa.
What?
Yeah, you get a little
Watermelon?
twitchy.
What?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I start to feel like very unsettled.
And
I'm
then
like,
also our La Folie, which is our sour brown ale.
one of my favorites.
Sours aren't as huge in New York as they are back west, but
It's getting there, man.
they're,
it's
they're
really
coming
is.
along. And it's La Folie, and obviously I have a bias, but La Folie I think is probably one of my favorite sour beers of all time.
Yeah.
Peter came from Rodenbach,
which is
like
if you're a sour
the founder
beer fan,
of sour beers,
right? That's
And,
Mecca right there.
So that was his pet project, La
That's
Folie.
awesome. You have a whole, just tons of souring stuff, just exclusively dedicated to souring
Yeah,
beers.
65 fooders now.
That's ridiculous. It's awesome. Hopefully that continues to gain some momentum in New York because the more sour beer, the better, as far as I'm concerned. So make sure that you go out, you grab it. I actually downloaded the app that you guys have, Beer Mode, which
sweet.
lets you it's actually got a beer locator, and this is how much I've been excited about New Belgium coming.
He did this last week. And
I've been refreshing the locator for like a week now, and it kept saying, sorry, no results were found for this location, and it just felt sad. So now I can finally search, and it'll pop up and be like, hey, you can get yourself some New Belgium here, and there, and I'll just feel happy. So, Geoff, as always, pleasure to see you. I'm so happy that you've kind of like gone from Hudson Valley to taking over the national beer scene.
I wouldn't say taking over.
You're on your way.
It's not like world
you're
domination.
biking your way to the top.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Slow and
go
steady,
on out.
right?
That's the only way to do it. Make sure you go out there and check out New Belgium, brand new beer. You'll find out why it's so highly acclaimed and why so many people have been desperate for this to show up in New York, all over the place. Anywhere that you enjoy getting your beer, go check it out. They'll have New Belgium. And can they go to the website and find kind of events going on for like what would be local to New York?
Website, Facebook page. Okay. I know everyone is posting on their social media about where we're doing events and stuff. So
newbelgium.com. Make sure you check it out. See where the nearest event to you as they unveil it this week and roll it out at all of your favorite craft beer places. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me, Deuce, man. Always a pleasure.